and a half to go. James Harden trying to get it to Austin Rivers. He had nobody around him. And it just continued like that, RJ.
Well, and sometimes missing shots, just like missing free throws, it can be contagious. Everyone just feels like there's a lid on. And you're playing against a very, very good defensive Clippers team.
Yeah, more on that in a moment. At one point, the Rockets missed 20 straight threes. Let's go to the third quarter. Clippers up by 21, and just watch Kawhi here, dominant.
No, he can dominate. And like I said, if you want to go small ball and then you look at the amount of smalls that the Clippers have, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, look, they might do micro ball better than the Rockets sometimes. Okay, 6 minutes to go in the third. Clippers up by 24. And there's Zubats getting in the dunk party.
Yeah, you have no big to help rim protect, and you got James Harden, no disrespect, trying to stop a 7-footer from going in and dunking.
Let's just add a little bit of insult to injury here for the Rockets. They're down by 21, and Westbrook going up for the dunk, but the rim says no. He stood no chance against that rim. Clippers win 120 to 105, and the Rockets want to walk away from this one. Here's Mike D'Antoni on exactly what happened.
I think missing shots a lot of times is a product of just not being forceful, not being engaged, not being tough, not being. They smacked us good, you know, and we didn't respond. Didn't respond defensively. We didn't respond anywhere. It's just a whole barrel of bad stuff, and it was. We just got our butts whipped. Now we know where we got to go, and will we respond? We just this will make us. Or it won't break us, but this will make us.
Yeah, look, I mean, to be fair, it was one game. But here's the thing. Houston's shooting performance was one for the history books for all the wrong reasons. Their 16.7 field goal percentage on threes was the worst in franchise history. They've attempted at least 40 from downtown when that was the case. And here's what Charles Barkley said about small ball yesterday on the Dan Levitard show with Stu Gatz.
I like Daryl Morey. It's nothing personal. I don't think you're going to win with putting a little bunch of leprechauns out there because you're going to get worn down over a 7-game series. And when you start playing the elite teams, they're going to be just as good offensively, but much better defensively and on the rebounds.
Oh, a little bunch of leprechauns out there. What do you think?
I dig it. I love it. And Charles always has a humorous way of bringing it. But it's the truth. In a 7-game series, you're going to have a physicality that goes on. And so for the Rockets, it is all about knocking down shots. First round, second round. Eventually, they're going to have to make a ton of shots. And that's just not the makeup of their team. They have scorers, but not a ton of shots. And you're going to be asking guys to do this over the course of an extended playoff series. To me, that's just not a recipe for success.
I have two separate thoughts. One of them is Charles Barkley can say anything and I'll listen and enjoy it.
And laugh.
The second is, to me, last night is much less about the Rockets than it is about the Clippers. I don't think that last night is a referendum on whether what the Rockets are doing can work. I think last night is a referendum on the fact that when the Clippers are healthy and together, nobody plays with them. They're the best team, with all due respect to the Bucks, who are having the best season. When the Clippers are together, Richard, they're the best team.
And honestly, Greeny, when you sit here, I'm so proud of you for the amount of knowledge that you have just absorbed.
Like a sponge.
You're a sponge.
Yes.
It's amazing. The Clippers are the best team. To me, the Clippers, this is their championship to lose. Like I've said, if everyone plays their best version of basketball, the Clippers have the most talent and the most talent in the right positions.
Yeah, and you mentioned this to me earlier, and I think this is important too. They're like the scariest matchup for everybody. There's not a team that they don't match up well with.
No, can I
please
show you what else I've learned from you?
I'm proud of you.
The championship teams are the ones who can beat you however you want to play.
Yes.
And they can beat you. So you go out against a little Rocket team and we'll do that. And you want to go play the Lakers and they're big and we'll do that. Whatever you want to do, we'll beat you.
There are two. They can beat you in multiple different ways, or they have a force that is so dominant that you just can't do anything about. We can talk about Shaq. We can talk about Tim Duncan, David Robinson. The great teams either had an unstoppable force or something that you just couldn't match up with, like the Golden State Warriors the last few years.
I like that Greeny was just like the little Rocket team.
The little Rocket team. That's what they are. They are. They're little space stacks.
And they're good. And I enjoy watching them play. They're going to be a tough out, I think, in the playoffs. But nobody wants any part of the Clippers. Meanwhile, speaking of unstoppable forces, my favorite athlete of all time again, it's Snacks.
Yes.
Thomas Lee. Already living his best life, having the best week ever. You know that he hit the big shot. He's the team manager at Jackson State. He was named the conference player of the week. And now Kevin Durant, his favorite player, sent him a signed jersey.
They have a similar body style.
Durant had tweeted, "I see you, Snipe," when Snacks' shot first went viral.
With Brian Windhorst reporting that the Lakers are finalizing a deal for the rest of the season.
season with guard Dion Waiters. Waiters, who had only played in 3 games for the Miami Heat this season, worked out for LA earlier this week. So his arrival comes at a point in the schedule where the team could really use him. You see what's coming up for the Lakers right now. Friday, of course, that's today, against the Bucks. And then they got Sunday at the Clippers. It's a big weekend. LeBron spoke yesterday about the test his team's about to face.
It's a weekend where you can just be like, wow, let's get competitive. It's going to be 2 great competitive games. But to know where we stack up, we know where we know where we are. We know who we are. We know we stack up against the best in the league, no matter who it is, win, lose, or draw. Then the competitive side, Friday night Staples, Sunday afternoon in Staples. You just know it's against the 2 of the best teams in the world. You're going to have it's going to be a good competition.
RJ, you got to think that this is a stretch to the schedule that LeBron and the Lakers has kind of circled going into the season. Like, we've got to do well during this stretch. What do you need to see from him specifically?
Well, he's got to close the gap. If he really wants an MVP, quietly, personally himself, and that's been it. It's been Giannis's to lose. And this is a stretch. You have Milwaukee coming in. Then you have the Clippers. Then you have the Rockets, and then you got Utah twice. If Bron goes out there and plays well, if Giannis gives us 22 points and doesn't play well, doesn't shoot the ball well, Bron goes for a 35-point triple-double, the gap closes. If he goes and does the same thing against the Clippers, same things happen.
Let's go back to the sneaky big news, which is the Dion Waiters piece of this. And I understand people will not look at Dion Waiters and say he should be the one who tilts a championship.
Including myself.
But here's the thing. The Clippers are so deep. We just sat here and talked about how when they're all healthy. So tonight's game should be a great show. LeBron against Giannis and throw Anthony Davis in there against Giannis. That's a great show. But Sunday's game is the one where I think we'll really learn a lot, because the Clippers are the team that added Marcus Morris. They're the team that added Reggie Jackson. They were deep and added pieces. The Lakers need pieces. Can Dion Waiters help?
Well, Dion Waiters can help because he's a guy that can create shots off the dribble. That's the one thing that they didn't have, and that's why they picked him over J.R. Smith, in my opinion, is because J.R. Smith is a shooter, and they have shooters. This is a guy that you can toss him the ball, and he can go score. Now, his decision-making, some of the things that he's done over the past couple of months, couple of years, that's the one question that they have, and their locker room has been so great. Yeah. That's been something that all of their players have been talking about, especially coming off last year with all of the young players and the drama. To have a great locker room, they understand the importance of that, so Dion Waiters has to try and fit in.
You've been in these locker rooms. Is that a thing where LeBron and those guys are like, you know what, our locker room is so strong that it doesn't really matter if this guy doesn't fit, we'll just figure it out? Or do they really think that Dion Waiters fits in their vibe?
Well, I think that no locker room is too strong. Let's look at Antonio Brown and what happened in the Patriots. You could still have someone disrupt the locker, but I think right now his job, and he's kind of on a last leg, they want to make sure that he can get in there, feel comfortable, but they need him to contribute if they're going to win a championship.
Okay, it's going to be an awesome night in the NBA.
Time, including playoffs. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have won 249 games together, most by a tandem in NFL history. Which coach-quarterback tandem ranks second?
I'm going to go Shula Marino.
That was my guess. I was wrong, and so are you. The correct answer is current. That is really sneaky. Well done. Sneaky Hembo. How close were Shula and Marino, Hembo? How close are they? Really close. They broke their record. Yeah, I guessed Shula. You and I got that one wrong together. That was my guess. All right, that is really sneakily and well handled. Meanwhile, let's talk about Tom Brady, because it might be the end of Brady and Belichick. Let's talk about which landing spot situations are best suited for Brady. Neek, what is the best coaching fit for
All right,
Tom
I know
Brady?
this sounds crazy because he's won 6 Super Bowls over there with Belichick, but I think the way that Shanahan is able to orchestrate the run, I think it's a better situation. It takes the pressure off of Tom Brady. It only really asks him to make 5 or 6 really important throws throughout the course of the game and be clutch. That's what Brady's good at. It seemed like last season the problem in New England was they were asking too much of Tom Brady. If they expect the same thing, I think it's a bad spot.
Bobby, who was the best O-line for Brady?
And this is paramount because nobody wants to be hit. It's the Indianapolis Colts. They had the 3rd best pass blocking rating in the NFL last year. Tom Brady, not the most mobile guy. I'm not breaking news with that. And so when you see it, hey, can I sit in the pocket? Can we run the football a little bit? And how much am I going to get hit? And can Frank Reich help me with that?
Dominique, which team has the best offensive weapons?
I think it's Tampa Bay. They have 2 really great all-pro level receivers. I think that would help Tom Brady a lot. He still has the arm strength, I think, to get the ball down the field. And they have O.J. Howard, who is an awesome tight end, an awesome pass-catching tight end, which we all know Tom Brady does well with tight ends that can get open, because That's when he's made his best career moves, was with guys like with Moss and guys like
Gronkowski.
that guy. I wanted to say Garoppolo. I was like, that's not it.
Where
is the best chance for Brady to win a Super Bowl?
Well, to me, it all starts with seeding, and you need to win your division to get a bye. And to get a bye is paramount. You have to play one less game. And if you look at how good Tom Brady has been in the AFC, 17